I'm here for a couple of weeks, but basically we're in Tokyo for a week, and I wanted to talk at Pechakucha for a long time, and luckily tonight is the night. This is my company, and basically it's a company of ideas, and fly pitcher basically means somebody who has or does something without a legitimate reason. Woo! I've always liked this image. It's probably taken in Cape Town by somebody in the local paper. These are some Cape Coloureds. Initially it looks like they've stolen the vehicle, but they're actually probably salvaging it and recycling, so it's a good message. Ingenuity. In my work, I generally tackle these kind of problems, which are craft versus serial production, or how does one go about making things without falling into the traps of mass producing and creating lots of waste, but also trying to become a craftsman and make things that have value and meaning. And that's I'm still trying to do that. And this is the infamous clock that keeps breaking, apparently. It's one of 5 limited edition pieces we made in glass for originally for a designer in London, but actually it's turned out to be quite a good product, and I think Astrid and Mark have one. And I really like these images. This is stealth technology, defense systems. I think this is really ironic, and the fact that we maybe need bombs to protect us is absurd. Also, just the particular kind of materials and the fact that it's black, I find really interesting. Here's some of our work. Wow. This is a chair made for Milan 2006, and this is carbon fiber and steel. And I quite like the fact that it looks really aggressive, but it in fact is really comfortable. I can vouch for that. So, but yeah, this is one of the first pieces I made. You probably know this piece, all of you, being a Japanese designer. Sori Yanagi is a really great inspiration, and also I think it's just so simple. It's easily assembled. It has a great message. It's recyclable. Not that you'd want to. This is actually the first piece I ever made. It took about 6 months to make it by hand in a workshop with water dripping on my head, and originally made in carbon. And this piece now lives in New York in a collector's edition, and it's one of the few pieces that we've made which we probably haven't sold very many of, but I still like it. Here's some recent work which we showed in Milan in 2006 at the Salon Satellite, and this is corian surfacing material usually used in kitchen counters, and I quite like the way you can bend and fold it quite simply, and there seems to be a theme that recurs in my work quite a lot. Instead of looking at the shelves, I want you to look at the font. This is a really interesting font. I'm sorry it's not bigger. This is the only font in Britain to have a British standard for the amount of curve you can have so that it's readable on an A1 drawing reduced to A3, which is absurd, but I like it. QWERTY is a type of keyboard which is used on the original Olivetti typewriter, and basically what happens is, this is a word I use when I can't think of a better one, and I quite like the way it's a kind of circular word, and I think it fits this product really well. This is also corian, and this is a table probably so big. Some more studio shots. This is our studio in London, and just some things that we collect. This is from South Africa. This is from a market in Whitstable. I'm not sure where that's from actually, but it's basically the shelving that we designed and how we want to see objects displayed in an environment. And the sort of theme is dimensions variable, so you can exhibit it how you like. This is my wife Nikki's collection of Madonnas. I call this the 3 Virgins. This is Milan, Hackney, and Los Angeles. Here's just a very small experiment. I like to work across different mediums. So this is beeswax on expandable metal lath, which is a kind of plastering material. And it's just a way of form finding and trying to discover shape and work out problems in a 3-dimensional sense before you get to sort of a CAD drawing and a computer render. This is a high-end product which we sort of communicated over the internet, but I had somebody design this for me, which we then emailed the CAD drawing to Belgium, and it was produced on a 3D printer. It was then FedExed to Milan to the stand 5 hours before the press preview, which is very nerve-wracking. I won't do that again. And just some more experimenting. This is sort of early CAD sketches. I like to work in 3D because I think it's a good way of exploring a shape. Sometimes you get a great render, sometimes not. This is the final product. This is a kind of lantern. One would have a light inside, and it's made from flat sheets of material. And the pattern's kind of developed from the Fibonacci series, which is Fibonacci was an Italian mathematician who liked this idea of the spiral, and you see it in nature in flowers all the time. And we were able to sort of bend flat sheets of material into a three-dimensional shape, and then join two halves together. And I'm quite interested in this idea of mathematics. This is the Mebus, which is a single-sided shape. It's a single piece of paper folded and twisted. And this is kind of the idea behind this chair, which is probably the latest piece. It's taken me about 2 years to resolve, but I think we're kind of there now. This is a render from the 3D scan data, which we made a model and we had it 3D scanned, and a guy in the workshop kind of knocked up this image, which is great. It looks real. It does. It's a single-sided shape. So it's a, and this is Sefton, the guy you threw out earlier. He was throwing a fit on a model which I made for him for his first birthday, and this is our studio again. So thank you for listening.